Hello and welcome back to our New World Order series in Crusader Kings 2 with the HIP mod. In the last episode we finished our defensive war that we were still in against the Count here, and we declared upon the Countess down here, or Duchess rather, excuse me, since she's in a weakened state after having a bad time in a war against Upper Bavaria. But of course as soon as we declared that, we had a peasant revolt rise up, so we're going to deal with this first. We're also in the midst of setting up a trade route with Chief Keko here. You walk idly around the court of the High Chief when you hear a discussion increasing in intensity around the corner. Turning the corner, you're surprised to see one of the priests from your expedition engaged in a wild theological debate with a local noble. This could endanger the whole venture. We can say this mess must be stopped, or we can intervene with our charm and soothe the debaters because of our gregarious trait. Or these heretics needs to be taught of their wrongdoings. Okay, well, we'll just intervene with our charm. And you have made the Pope happier with me, which is pretty good. As we spend more and more time, discussing with High Chief Keko, you realize that you have a lot more in common than mere business. So we become close friends, which is great. While I was at the foreign court, I also spent some time observing and discussing with the courtiers how they organize their administration. It is fascinating how differently they manage things over here, and some of the tricks I can more efficiently manage in my finances. So we become Midas touched, which is actually really good. An extra 3 stewardship, I believe. I've never actually seen that event happen from this chain before, so that's pretty good. With the new trade route set up, you return with the goods and sell them off for a nice profit. The influx of new wares will also benefit the economy for a long period to come. So we gain 170 gold, 150 prestige, and we get extra tax in our capital, and we get Trader giving us +2 stewardship, and indeed extra city vassal opinion as well. So all pretty good there. Your treasurer has brought in riches to your realm by handling the trade expedition, and he might be expecting to get some wealth of his own. Sure, he can have 34 gold. You deserve it. So we do have the hills against us in this battle, but we should be okay. And we have recovered from our illness too, which is good news. My careful maneuvers in this battle have shown our patient nature to everyone, so we gain the trait Patient. Good. Is a very good trait to get. And we captured some guy in battle. And I improved my martial skill while leading troops in battle. We are getting all sorts of great character improving events. And we'll follow for one more battle and then head south. If we even catch you. We'll catch him here, okay. My friend, the High Chief Keko, says, "Dear King Walram, I am a bit concerned about this war you currently struggle with, and therefore I decided I would send you a small gift." So he gives us 12 gold. Excellent. That's extremely nice of him. Okay, we can enforce our demands. And we can execute this traitorous peasant. And we can finally head down and start fighting our war. So I think we'll just go ahead and siege her capital for the moment. You have made the Pope even happier with me. Which is very nice. Ooh, and Upper Bavaria is expanding northwards here, I think. Or did they have this before? No, they just conquered it. which is a little dangerous. But we're about to expand ourselves, so hopefully we can keep pace with our neighbours. This guy claims he would be a better marshal than our current guy. Which is true. So we'll appoint him. And you can train troops in our capital. I think we still had our previous marshal in our old capital here, so we probably should have moved him anyway. And my son is slowly mastering the art of diplomacy. Already up to a level 3 trait there, which is pretty good. And our son is of legal age and became Midas touched, which is nice. Let's try and get him married for a good alliance with somebody nearby who can actually help us in wars. The Countess of Champagne, perhaps, which is relatively close by and reasonably strong. Either that or the Duchess of Milan. Actually, that's probably a bit closer. We'll go for Champagne, though she's almost of age. So we'll get the alliance sooner. And we'll also get our dynasty on the throne over here as well, since the marriage is not matrilineal. And we have our treasurer not doing anything, which is a mistake. He should be collecting taxes. Okay, so I think we'll go and fight her army after we finish sieging this holding here. This is hills, and we're probably crossing a river, but we outnumber her 4-1 or thereabouts, so it shouldn't be a problem. Gets us to 52%. And our son and heir had a son of his own, who is quick, which is great, since he is going to be in line to be the character that we play after our son. We'll set him a special interest, try to make sure that we take care of his education personally. And betrothed can marry. I accept. Did we not marry the Duchess here? Even in your sleep and your dreams, you think about this war. It's all you ever think of. So we gained the trait stressed, maybe. We didn't. I guess somebody else is in power here now, so maybe there was a faction or something. Oh well. She does have a strong claim on the duchy, which we could potentially press. Well, we can't see just now because we have levies raised, but we can check it out later. It might be worth doing. And our truce is expiring. Oh, it looks like Saxony took over this guy. That's who our truce is expiring with, which is pretty bad news, so we won't be able to take this duchy. At least not without fighting Saxony, which obviously I would probably like to avoid doing in the near future. Okay, that siege brings us to 64%. Who's Bavaria going to war with now? They were called in as an ally in the war between Styria and Istrian. Okay. Okay, we won the siege up to 82%. Who sieged this? Venice. Venetian subjugation. Okay, well, we want to win our war then before Venice wins, because obviously we would prefer to get this land and not Venice. We're already at 82% while Venice is only at 44%, so hopefully we can win the race. We wouldn't be able to siege these holdings back and reduce Venice's war score because we're not hostile to them, unfortunately. Well, actually, it's probably fortunate that we're not hostile to them since they outnumber us. One of my guards seems to be unhappy about this war. It seems he personally knows some of the soldiers fighting for the other side. So he can gain 1 prestige, 1 piety, or maybe become paranoid. Let's sympathize with him for a little piety. So, hopefully this siege will get us to 100%, because otherwise I don't think we're going to be able to get there. The only remaining county has the huge Venetian army parked on top of it, so we wouldn't be able to siege it. You are calling me to arms. This is my son's wife, who apparently inherited the county she was in line for. Okay. Against the Duke of Auvergne and some Viscount. Well, I guess I'll accept. Who am I at war with now? Oh dear. Well, we'll probably just ignore that whole thing and hope it goes away. And more importantly, hope that they don't send any armies over to siege us. So that only got us to 91%. So obviously not going to accept a peace. And we're not going to be able to siege anything here because Venice's big ol' army is parked there. We'll go fight these 53 troops, but it's not likely to be worth 9% war score. Under any circumstances. There are no allies in this war, so nobody we can siege there. I don't think that would be worth a war score anyway. Oh, she has a holding in here. That is going to be worth more war score than fighting that tiny army, I think. Hopefully 9%. We can at least make sure that Venice doesn't get it. That war is at 53%, so at least they're not on the verge of winning anytime soon. Okay, Okay, we have another son who is of legal age and also became Midas touched. He's ill though. We'll try and get him married for a good alliance. We could get an alliance with the Roman Empire. Or we could just betroth them to the Duchess of Milan. Princess of Corsica and Sardinia, which is a pretty large and scary kingdom. Though she is only 8. I think we'll actually go for the Duchess of Milan, why not? She's at least close by. Or relatively close anyway. We'll have to wait a little while for the actual marriage, but that's no big deal. The betrothal is accepted, and it looks like our allies are winning that war. At least for the moment. Well, now they've lost control of one of the target holdings, so maybe it's going to go against them. There's a group of carpenters in Hessen who have begun working more and more together with taking on both work and learning up apprentices. You now need to act to either approve this Carpenters Guild to ensure that you have a good reputation amongst the skilled carpenters, or you could outlaw them to make sure such an impediment on the local market structure is avoided. So we can support them and lose some city tax, but have faster build times and cheaper buildings, or we can outlaw the guilds, gaining -10 city vassal opinion, slower build times but more city tax. Yeah, we'll just support them, I suppose. Alright, so Venice has finished sieging this and gotten their war score up to 63. And they have now, it looks like, piled their army on top of mine here. Which is fine, as long as I still retain control of the siege. So my daughter needs educating. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll just give her to a vassal, I suppose. How about the Count of Henneberg? And we won our siege over here, which got us 100%. Sorry, Venice, but this is mine. And we won, so we gained a vassal in the Duchess here, who actually is not too upset with me. Which is good. Yeah, okay. Well, that's great. We are pretty close to being able to change our succession laws once we are at peace, which is going to take a little while. We were actually called into 2 wars there. I thought it was just 1. Okay. One of my guards seems to be unhappy about this war. Well, we'll just gain 1 prestige this time, I guess. So yes, we're going to have to wait a little longer, and also until we are out of these wars before we can actually change our succession to primogeniture. I think, given the number of enemy troops I can see over there, we're not going to actually try to participate ourselves. The prince claims that he would be a better steward than you, which he would be by a considerable margin. So he's got the job. You can go collect taxes over here. Okay. What wars are you in right now? Someone's trying to conquer you. That is you, isn't it? 2 people are just trying to conquest him. Well, I don't like our chances of being able to conquest him first, even if we declare it immediately. Okay, we had a granddaughter. How strong is Upper Bavaria? Almost 6k to our... Not actually too far behind that. Oh well, lucky we didn't actually get in any other war since we're going to have to defend this one. We are being attacked by the Queen of Wendland. So she has... about 8k troops to our, as we saw, this many. I think we might even be able to manage this without raising any mercenaries. Let's see what we can do. We will of course call in our allies, though it's just the one at the moment, and she is of course involved in her own wars, so I doubt she's going to be of too much help. See if we have holy orders available. Both hired out to Croatia. Come on, Croatia, stop hogging the holy orders. Okay, she's accepted our call at least. Alright, well, we're going to have to continue defending this war in the next episode because we're out of time here. So thanks for watching, and join me again then.